Hey guys, this is Arun,
And this is Abby.
and welcome back to a brand new episode and a brand new week of Fill Your Pockets. Today's episode, September the 13th. It's a Monday. We had a great weekend of football, great weekend of sports. Football is finally back. Yesterday we got a lot of action yesterday. We'll go over that later on in the episode. But sports are coming back on. So we're branching off into different sports. Before we were just doing MLB, but now we're branching off to college football. We had a few college football plays over the weekend, and also had a few NFL plays over the weekend. Overall, we're looking good for the season. Our record is 32
No,
and no
35.
35 and 24.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, we're looking good. We had three plays over the weekend, including Friday. We ended the week with a straight bet. We had the Brewers money line that hit. They took on the Cleveland Guardians, and the Brewers ended up winning that game 10-3. So Friday, you ended your week nice and strong if you listen to us. So that bet hit on Friday. Not Tuesday, Saturday, we had a parlay bet. We had some college football in there. Hopefully, you guys got this parlay bet in. It was plus 160 odds. We had the Arkansas Razorbacks. We took the spread on them plus 7.5. And we also had the Wildcats, Kentucky Wildcats. Um, so we both parlayed both teams. Ended up winning that plus 160 odds. Uh, that's a great way to start your Saturday. Great way to start your weekend. And finally, yesterday, Sunday, football's back. The first day of the season on Sunday should be a national holiday, in my opinion, because it's madness. But we threw out some plays yesterday. We had like three different plays. The first play was a parlay bet. We had the Panthers money line and the Niners money line. The Panthers took care of business, and the Niners also took care of the business. The Niners took care of the business against the Lions. That was a no sweater. Um, but then we also had another parlay bet, same two teams as before, Panthers money line and the 49ers money line. But this parlay, we threw in the Vikings. Hey man, the Vikings, they should have won this game. It was against the Bengals, but these guys are professionals, and the Bengals aren't too bad of a football team compared to last year. The Vikings ended up losing that game, so we ended up losing that parlay, the second parlay of the day from yesterday. And the last play yesterday, we had my Eagles plus 4.5. Abby, since the schedule came out, he's been all over this game, and rightfully so. If you put money on the Eagles yesterday, you made a decent amount of money. You're probably a rich man, but all in all, the Eagles looking good. I'll go over the Eagles game after Abhishek quickly recaps these plays over the weekend. Abby, do you
Sir.
quickly want to start with the Brewers game?
All right, Arun, that was perfectly done. So far, everyone, I hope you're having a great weekend. I know we are. I hope every football is back. Still got some baseball in there, college football. I love, man. It's just different vibes, man. Just a different vibe.
Yep.
Uh, so let's get into it. Friday, obviously, we had one play with the Brewers. I said it was great value, minus 150 for a Brewers team that's just one of the best teams in baseball. Started off slow. The score was 1-2. No sweat there because the Indians barely score. And then the Brewers scored 6 runs in the 5th inning, and that's all that was needed. Adrian Hauser, once again, 6 innings, was phenomenal. And I don't think there's much that needed to be said. The Brewers, they swept the Indians. My bad. I keep saying the Indians. The Guardians. And they dominated them. And they pitched great. They hit great. And we won great. Simple as that. Now we get to Saturday. Listen, college football, man. College football is a beautiful thing. You have to take the number one thing that I preached about week 2 was do not overreact to week 1. And that's exactly what happened because people were sucking Texas. OD, Texas is back. Texas is back. No, Texas is not back. Texas will not be back for a very long time. They played a real team in Arkansas, and Arkansas straight up dogged them. That defense dogged them. Obviously, for these purposes, we took the spread, but I hope people also sprinkle some money on the money line because home underdogs, bro, early on that actually have some promise, you should be all over them. And I think Arkansas was a clear example of that. That game was never close. Arkansas absolutely took advantage of them. Texas wants to go to the SEC. Well, guess what? This is what you're going to be going up against. This is not Alabama. This is not Georgia. This was Arkansas, and they absolutely destroyed them. They ran the ball down their throat. I think they had 300 rushing yards, about that much, and it was a no contest. Then we got Kentucky money line. Kentucky, I love their offense. Levis, he didn't have as great of a game as he had the previous week, but he made some throws. Man, he added a different dimension to them, and plus they didn't really need him. The Kentucky Wildcats ran for 340 yards. 340. They ran the ball down the throat. They had a fumble in the end zone, which basically gave the Missouri Tigers hope. But this game was never close, in my opinion. It became close because of Kentucky's mistakes. But overall, Kentucky showed that they can score. They got to clean that defense up a little bit. I'm going to be honest. They got to clean that defense up. But Kentucky, they got some players. They got an offense, and they could be a very surprised team in the SEC this season. Overall, plus 160 odds. I love it. I hope everyone hammered this play and the parlay hit. And now we get to the king of the crop, the NFL. I understand week one, you got to figure out who's good, who's bad. You got to go through all that. But you can only make your best judgment based off the information you got in front of you. So let's begin. Panthers. First parlay was the Panthers and the Niners. The Panthers took care of business, 19-4. Sam Darnold's revenge game. Sam Darnold looked fantastic. 24 out of 35, 280 yards, and a touchdown pass to the former Jet. Former Jet to former Jet. It was Sam Darnold to Robbie Anderson for, I think it was a 50-yard pass around there, and it was beautiful. Sam Darnold looked great. Christian McCaffrey, there's nothing more to be said about this man. This man is an absolute workhorse monster. I think he's undisputed the best running back in football. Nobody does the amount of stuff he does. He had nearly 100 rushing yards on 20-plus carries, and then he had nearly 10 catches for another 90 yards. He does it all. He is the best back in football, and they missed him dearly last year. They got him back, and they needed him. They needed every yard from him. And that defense, I understand the Jets aren't the best team. They have a very promising future, but the Panthers defense got after the rookie. Zach Wilson looked solid as a rookie, but I say the Panthers defense was absolutely phenomenal. Now we get to the Niners, 41-33. They were up 38-10. This game was over. 38-10. This game's over. And then I don't know what the Niners did. They had 3 turnovers. They had 3 fumbles. They just let Detroit back in the game, and give Detroit credit. They never quit. That shows you that their coaching, their culture, they're building something in Detroit. They didn't quit. They somewhat made an onside kick, and then Deebo Samuel fumbles after getting a first down. It was so many mistake after mistake by the Niners, and Detroit almost came back. But come on, man, I knew they were going to come back. Detroit was going to do something at the end to lose it, and they lost. And Jimmy G looked great, 314 yards passing. Obviously, the Niners, here we go again with the injuries. Raheem Mostert got hurt again. Jason Verrett, unfortunately, towards ACL. That's a huge blow for the defense. And they're already down 2 starters on defense. So now this is just getting worse and worse. This is last year all over again. Hopefully this doesn't continue for them, because you never want to see injuries anywhere. And last thing about this game was, they rushed for 104 yards, and the Niners took care of business as they should have. Then we get to the second parlay, which the same 2 teams, obviously, as I mentioned, but we add my Vikings into the situation. Listen, man, obviously they lost. Titel, I hope these referees, so I hope the NFL, I hope every professional organization finds a way to punish referees when they do this. I'm not saying this as a biased fan. Dalvin Cook, these guys were down 24-7. They came all the way back. They made a 53-yard field goal to go to overtime. They worked their asses off. They did not play their best game. They had over 130 yards in penalties. They did not play their best game. They're playing on the road against Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow came back. Joe Burrow looked fantastic. I'm not going to lie. And then you go into OT. The Vikings stop them. They punt. Vikings get the ball back. They're driving. And then Dalvin Cook's ass is clearly down, and they say he fumbled, and then that was all they needed. And then Cincinnati goes on to kick the game-winning field goal as time expires. Absolute bullshit. You can't be doing this. He was clearly down, and that resulted in a team losing, and it is what it is. You move on, and we take the L. No problem there. I have no problem losing. but at least lose with some integrity. And I think the refs, they took at least 5 minutes to review that play. And in 5 minutes, you couldn't figure it out. All the people, all the announcers said, he's down, he's down. Clearly, those Footlocker uniform wearing people couldn't figure that out. But it is what it is. We took the L there. I took the personal L there as a Vikings fan. It hurt. Oh, it hurt. Arun, you probably know how it feels. It hurts. But now
Yeah,
we
man.
get to the cream of the crop. My play of the year. I've been saying this since the freaking schedule came out. Anyone that knows me knows this. Arun can't touch to this. The Philadelphia Eagles. My man, before Arun goes, I'll quickly sum this up and then Arun can take off. The Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts, been preaching this man for 2 years now. The Eagles defense, the Eagles offensive line, been preaching it. I don't know what the hell people were thinking with Atlanta. Atlanta are frauds as they've been since that Super Bowl collapse. Matt Ryan, listen, one of the best QBs of our generation. Bro, I think his time is done. He needs to go somewhere else. Calvin Ridley, the first two drives that Atlanta Falcons had, they got shut out in the end zone, and they scored 3 points each, and that was it. They didn't score a touchdown. The Eagles were absolutely fantastic. Devontae Smith was fantastic. Jalen Hurts was absolutely fantastic. And the Eagles, rookie head coach, on the road, statement win. We're here to play. They lead the NFC East. Arun, your thoughts on this game?
My thoughts on this game, man. Let's start off with the Eagles. What a way to start off the season. What a way for Jalen Hurts to take command of the team and lead them to the victory. Yes, he did lead them. Um, I think he has what it takes to carry a franchise, to help a franchise win. I know Abhishek could also vouch for this because this guy has leadership qualities built all over him. And then I know people are gonna say it's the Falcons. The Eagles are gonna get hyped off being the Falcons. Hey man, this is a professional football league. These guys are professionals. That first quarter, that first drive, the Falcons were flying down the field, and
Yes.
the Eagles defense, they were bending, but they didn't break. There happened a few drives were like that where the Eagles got backed up into their own red zone, and the Falcons just couldn't take advantage. You got to give credit to the Eagles defense. That D line is full of savages, full of interchangeable savages. You take Fletcher Cox out. Well, he never comes out, but you take Derek Barnett out. You put Josh Sweat in,
Mm-hmm.
Hargraves in there, BG's in there, man. Oh my God, that D line is one of the best in the league, and I think them or the Washington football team in the division, like those two teams have the best lines in D lines in the division. And the O line yesterday, the O line for the Eagles looked solid. Barely gave up any sacks. I don't think they gave up. No, they didn't give up any sacks yesterday. Jalen Hurts, even though he got pressured a little bit sometimes, he evaded the pressure and made a play happen. And you always want to see that from your quarterback. But all in all, I'm happy with what I'm seeing with the Eagles. And next week we got the Niners, but hey man, we beat the Falcons. Great way to start off the season 1-0. And hopefully we guys won you some money because Abhishek was on this Eagles team since the schedule came out back in the summer. And if you hammered the money line, you are a very rich man this Monday morning. So all in all, I hope you guys bet on the Eagles. But moving on to today's episode. Today's episode, Monday. Hopefully we can start the week strong. Last week we had a great week. So let's get right into it.